they seem to make it salty or explode. Perfecting imperfection, goblins and gnomes.
Hey everybody, Zarkazm here, and welcome back to Hearthstone Goblins vs. Gnomes. Last time we talked about pirates, today, talking about mechs. You got it, baby. Mechs is probably one of the biggest things that Goblins vs. Gnomes brought into the meta. So if we switch to Goblins vs. Gnomes, and we type in mech, you can see all the different mech options. We'll start with the neutrals, actually, because this is where the bulk of everything is. And I'm not even sure I have them all. So yeah, we've got... Actually, show only gold card. No. Oh, just get out of crafting mode. Forget it. So, a lot of mechs that you're going to see in pretty much every mech deck, you're probably never going to see target dummy. It's... it's a wisp with taunt, I guess. You're going to see Clockwork Gnomes. You're going to see Cogmasters. You're definitely going to see Annoyatrons in a lot of decks. I mean, that one, it's 2-drop Divine Shield and Taunt, amazing. Every once in a while you'll find an Explosive Sheep. They can actually be used, especially with mages, for a decent board clear, really. Just a 4-cost board clear, basically, for mass damage. Definitely going to see that Mech Warper. Mechs cost 1 less. Micro Machine, sometimes you see them, sometimes you don't. Just depends on how early you get it out and how early the enemy can take it out. Flying Machines you'll probably only see in Shaman decks or other Wind Fury type decks. Maybe Mage with like the Worgen, not the Worgen. You know what I'm talking about, the 3-cost Wind Fury thing. Spider Tank, a solid card, 3/4 for 3. Tinkertown Technician, of course, if you have enough mechs, I mean, play this, you get a 4/4 for 3 and a spare part. This is good too, can't be targeted. Enhanced Mechanico is amazing if you've got a full board full of stuff, you're going to do some damage. Jeeves, hit or miss, depends on your type of deck, depends on your strategy. Mechanical Yeti, I don't like Mechanical Yeti because I don't want to give my opponent a spare part. I would rather just play a Yeti if I was going to go with a Yeti. But, I mean, if you've got some kind of a mech synergy, there's the mech version of your Yeti. Piloted Shredder, definitely see a Piloted Shredder in a lot of decks. Summon a random 2-drop, and this could be... this could make the game, actually, depending on what comes out of that Shredder. Antique Healbots, you'll actually see in a lot of decks that didn't have any kind of healing until now. Fel Reavers I have never seen because it just has a terrible benefit. Junkpot I've actually never seen either. Whenever a friendly mech dies, gain 2/2. Yeah, and it's not really worth it. Memoron's Head, an amazing... It's an amazing card if you can get it to work. I mean, you've got to have 3 mechs on the field at the start of your turn, including Memoron's Head, so 2 other mechs. And this will spawn Voltron, which Voltron is a card that... I don't remember its stats, but it has Mega Wind Fury, so it attacks 4 times instead of 2. Never really seen anyone play it outside of like Arena or something. Piloted Sky Golem, basically just a bigger Piloted Shredder. I've actually seen a Piloted Shredder come out of a Sky Golem, so it's kind of interesting. Force Tank Max, I wish it didn't cost 8. Or I at least wish it was an 8/8 for 8 and not a 7/7. The Divine Shield is nice, but it is very easily taken out. Sneed's Old Shredder, an amazing mech. Summon a random legendary. I mean, how awesome is that? Clockwork Giant, I don't really see used enough. It's kind of hard to control. Maybe the Mill Druids could use it, but I never see them do it. So anyway, that's kind of a basic rundown of the mechs. Now, there's also class-specific mechs. Every class got at least 1 or 2 mech cards. And even a mech legendary. I'll turn crafting mode on for that. In fact, did I miss any mechs? There could be some mechs I don't have. Yeah, I don't have Blinktron 3000, for instance. Equip a random weapon for each player. Interesting. Gazlo here. Oh, I didn't even realize that was Gazlo. I've been playing Heroes of the Storm, so Gazlo's interesting. And then kind of an area attack. Legendary there. And then I did actually have this guy at one point, but I got rid of him because I didn't really want him. So anyway, if we come over here, I don't know why I turned that off. So Druid mechs, don't really see them. They were, I mean, there are better Druid cards to pick. Hunter mechs, I have yet to see one of these played, to be honest. Because if you're gonna make a Hunter deck, you're not gonna make a mech deck. I mean, let's be honest. Mage, well, we'll get to that in a minute because that is actually a big one. Paladin, this mech is amazing, and even if you don't have a mech deck, you're going to want this card. 2/2 for 2 with Divine Shield, a solid starter. This card is not that great. Even if you're running a mech deck, which you're really not going to be running a full mech deck on Paladins just because of all the utility cards Paladin has. Yeah, this Cobalt Guardian's not that great, but the Shielded Minibot, definitely. Priest, again, if you're going to have a Priest deck, it's not going to be a mech deck. Rogue, this guy's nasty if you can't get rid of him fast enough. So I don't see them very often, but every once in a while I do see a Rogue mech deck. Or at least I see these, and sometimes this, and I don't know. It's an interesting meta. This, of course, having +2 attack while you have a mech, but again, ever since the Leroy nerf, rogues have been kind of disappearing. Really, I don't see rogues very often. But it might be interesting to try a rogue mech because again, this can spiral out of control. It really can. Shaman, you don't really see any mech shamans, but you definitely see the mech card. It is like the new and improved Dust Devil. Dust Devil being a 1-drop with an overload of 1, a 3/1 Wind Fury, and it's just not good at all. You drop it, you waste 2 turns putting it down, and you may get lucky, but it's just going to die. This, however, no overload, 2 mana, that's fine. But 3/2, it's definitely a solid minion, even outside of a mech deck. Power Mace, something that you don't usually see unless it is a pure Shaman mech deck. But again, a lot of Shaman decks are not pure mech decks. They're going to have other utility cards, or they're going to have some Murloc combinations, because there is some new Murloc cards for the Shaman. Warlock actually has some interesting mech additions. This weird golem here, at the end of each turn, destroy this minion if it's the only one. I've had this work, and then I've obviously had it not work. It just depends on the situation, which makes it a card that you're really not going to have, because you don't want situational cards in a 30-card deck. In a game as fast-paced as Hearthstone, you really don't. This Fell Cannon, though, is interesting. At the end of the turn, deal 2 damage to a non-mech minion, which includes your own. So you only want to use it if you have a mech deck. And I tried it out, and it's not bad. I mean, 4 mana is kind of high, but the 3/5 does make it hard to get rid of, and it just makes it interesting, to be honest. But when I tried it, same thing with some of the other mech choices, is that on a Warlock, you're not going to make a mech Warlock. You're going to make a Hand Lock or a Zoo Lock or some kind of Demon Lock, or a combination of the 3. I did try a Zoo Lock kind of combination with mechs, and it didn't really work, because in order for this to work, you pretty much have to have only mechs. And then finally Warrior. I think Warrior probably got the best and the worst at the same time. Warbot, worthless, in my opinion. Really worthless. This guy, again, you're not going to have, as a warrior, you're not going to have a pure mech deck. You're going to have combinations, utility cards, other non-mech cards. This thing, I've never seen anyone use it, which I'm kind of surprised. Well, actually, I'm not surprised. This would make sense if for every armor you got that it shot, but then that'd be way overpowered combined with like shield block and stuff. And then Iron Juggernaut, holy crap, amazing. I mean, throw a 10 damage parasite basically into your enemy's deck. I mean, and it's cheap. I mean, a 6/5. I mean, the stats aren't great, but it's still cheap to basically get that 10 damage in there if they draw it. So yeah, that's a quick rundown of the mechs. Now, what you're commonly gonna see in the ladder is you're gonna see mostly. I mean, as I said, with Paladin decks, there's too many utility cards. You know, you're gonna have your Humilities, you're gonna have your Avenges, your Heals. You're gonna see Annoytrons, and you're probably gonna see the Shielded Mini-Bot, wherever it is. There it is. I mean, that's pretty much a guarantee. But I mean, look, like, this is my Paladin I've been messing with here, especially with the addition of that new Muster for Battle and Quartermaster combo. You're going to see more of those and more utility kind of combos based on that than you are mechs. Again, same thing with Shaman. There's a lot of new, I say a lot, there's some new Murloc metas with this, with the addition of, I actually don't have it in here, I took it out, but the new legendary Neptulon. I took it out because, I don't know, it just wasn't working. I switched it for Dr. Boom. Still experimenting, still tweaking with this deck. But this is basically a Murloc deck with mechs added in. You know, Annoytron, again, a mech you're going to see a lot. Whirling Zap-O-Matic, definitely a mech you're going to see with Shamans just because of the no overload. I'm kind of surprised it doesn't have an overload. Compared to the Dust Devil, as I mentioned before. Whoop. Yeah, see, it's such a better card. Such a better card. But yeah, what you're really gonna see is mage mechs, or techno mages if you're a Babylon 5 fan. This is what I see all the time, is pretty much this wave of mechs, and then hiding behind that is, of course, all of the mages' utility of fireballs and frostbolts and all their annoying spells, and the unstable portal for the occasional, you know, whatever they get out of it. Now, in addition to the mechs added by Goblins versus Gnomes, there are actually also mechs in the original game. If we look at classic set, yeah. See here, the Alarm Robot, the Demolisher, and the Harvest Golem, they all got the mech type, so that way you can utilize these in your mech decks. So that's why I have Harvest Golem here. Was there? I don't think there were any mechs added to the next stuff. No, there weren't. And it'd be interesting to see the new BlackRock Adventure pack, if there's going to be mechs in there. I kind of doubt it, but we'll see. So let's do a quick game with the Techno Mage, because again, that's the mech deck you're going to see. That's probably the top mech deck out of all of them. As a mage deck, though, personally, I feel like the mech mages don't have enough mage utility compared to some older, like, spell power mages. So there are some situations where you don't have the cards. You know, things that other mages could get out of, like freeze mages and spell power mages. The mech mage may or may not be able to get out. It just kind of depends on how you snowball the board. So let's get rid of these. This is a good start, and because I'm going second, I can coin out the Mech Warper, making this Clockwork Gnome free, and then this will only cost 2, assuming it survives the first turn, and I can throw that out, and I can start snowballing. This is how you want the mech deck to start, actually. So there we go. Let's throw out the Mech Warper, making this guy free. Got my Naxxramas heroic card back. Finally, so happy I got that. Probably be replacing it soon, but hey, I got it, dang it. Oh, the light shall burn my mech. How dare you. Alright, let's get the pressure started. And let's thank him.
Thank you.
A delayed thank you, shall we? Oh, this won't be good. Well, there goes those two. That's alright. That's good response. I am, however, going to kill that very quickly. You can die. And I'll give you taunt for the heck of it. Not quite the best spare part, but I'll take it. Turtle, oh god. Well then. That's definitely another mech you see in the mage deck is this, and you'll see this with freeze mages as well, the Snow Chugga. Chugga. Now, that is a problem. I question my decision there. I question my decision, but that's okay. I still maintain a little bit of a card advantage. So, Mechanical Yeti. He's got some mechs himself. Oh, good. I can play this. Nope. Give a friendly minion stealth. Let's do you. Get the chugga out there. Alright, we're keeping the aggression up. That's what you do with the mechs. It's usually an aggressive deck. There's not really mechs that you just sit on. You go. Snap my fingers. Another good thing about Tinkertown here is that since I got that buff, he can't just simply remove it.
In the light's name.
Not bad. Getting that light warden out. Oh god, and Valen's chosen another, both of what he just used there, the Light of Naru and Valen's chosen were both added by Goblins versus Gnomes. So he's got a pretty powerful light warden out. Now, I will have to do something about this. Tempted to see what I get with Unstable Portal. That's interesting. Okay. I don't know how I feel about that, but that gives me 4. Aha! I can freeze you! Take that, bastard. I don't have to worry about it for a turn now. Doing good. Now, the Snow Chugga is especially good against anything it uses a weapon. So, warriors, paladins, shamans, rogues, and hunters. I've always thought that Jaina needs a weapon. They all need a weapon, really. You know, why aren't there wands or something that Jaina can get? Hey, 5 damage, right? And let's kill you. How did that guy get through? Oh, he had that. Is it worth getting the 4 damage? Yeah. He could just Holy Nova and kill it anyway, so. It's got 4 damage, so he can't kill it simply with any of his Shadow Words. Piloted Shredder. He can kill it with Holy Smite, however, so. Good for him. That's alright, I am going to taunt my way to glory. Let's stealth you. Let's just go ham on his face. just keep going. He's got a lot to get through here. See, this was the perfect mech start, really, for the mech mage. Get that ball rolling, get that aggression rolling. You got a lot to get through here, buddy. Oh, that's gonna make him concede. I'm just going for it and concede. You have bested me. Oh.
In the light's name.
Surprised he didn't mind control it. Oh, he's gonna live. No. Did not think of this. Crap. I didn't realize he was gonna live through that. Alright. Let's kill you. I don't need... You've served your purpose. I don't need you anymore. Let's do this. I got a little cocky there. I really expected him to concede. Ooh, sorry, my water bottle making noise there. Sledge Belcher, probably one of the best things that came out of Next Promise, really. I hope he doesn't mind control of that. I don't know how I'm gonna get through that. That would really suck. Oh. Shit. Dang it, he's getting his health back up. No. You must die. Another card that you will definitely see in Mech Mages because of its combo here. There we go. Yes. Finally. That was it. Couldn't do anything anymore. So yeah, that was the Mech Mage. Again, probably the most common mech deck that you will see in the ladder, and I'm curious to see how many pros use it in tournaments. I haven't really been paying attention to the tournament scene, but I have signed up for the amateur division of a tournament that is through NVIDIA GeForce. Registration is open until at some point in March, so who knows? Probably by the time this video goes out, registration's closed. But interesting to see how many people in that tournament, or how many of the pros even, will be using the Mech Mage. So yeah, that has been Mechs, and I've been Zarkazm. Hope you enjoyed. See you guys next time.